Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise today to talk about the farm fire units that do such an amazing job on Kangaroo Island. And we saw it during the 2019-2020 bushfires, those devastating bushfires that actually claimed the lives of a father and son who were out with their farm fire unit fighting the fires. On Sunday, Sabrina Davis, who is a fantastic woman from the western end of Kangaroo Island, her husband Ben and Sabrina lost their home and their farm in the bushfire. They and their children live out there on the west end and are rebuilding their home, rebuilding their lives. And it is a very, very tough job for those people who lost so much in the bushfires. But Sabrina has taken on so many additional tasks since the bushfires, and she's become an author. She's written a wonderful book called Humans of Kangaroo Island. She's received lots of recognition at state and national level for her community work, and it was no surprise that on Sunday she was there again leading the fundraising efforts and dispersing items to the farm firefighters of Kangaroo Island. So at the Pandana Oval, a flow of utes came through with their farm firefighting gear on the back. The paid staff and volunteers from the CFS were there. All of the farm fire units were registered for the upcoming season. They had all their safety equipment checked off to certify that they could go out onto the fire ground, and when they do go on the fire ground, they log in with the CFS to cover them with insurance. So it's a very good scheme to make sure that nothing's been left to chance, that everyone's vehicles and equipment pass muster and are fit for purpose. I was there with my sidekick, Dusty the Kangaroo Island Kelpie, because Dusty, of course, was born 5 weeks before those bushfires, and his owner, Shane Lay, lost his home, lost his farm, lost his sheds, lost his vehicles. In fact, he lost everything except the shirt on his back and the shorts that he had, and the 7 5-week-old pups that miraculously survived. So the reason that Dusty was there, well, he's always over on the island with me, but the main reason he was there on Sunday was because he did a collaboration with Pirate Life Brewing. Michael Cameron and his son Jack, the founders of Pirate Life Brewing, leapt at the chance to do a Dusty Draft, a very tasty beer that was launched last Christmas and raised $3,500 for these farm fire units on the island. So that money went towards buying fire blankets for the utes that the farmers used to go out and fight the fire. So just one extra layer of protection for them when they're out there. And interestingly, if we go back to New Year's Eve 2019 into 2020, when the fires were already burning across Kangaroo Island, I had a phone call from the island from someone who said, look, you know, all those guys in the utes are out there with no way of communicating with each other. How can we get the government to give us a whole bunch of two-way radios? I said, look, it's New Year's Eve, no one's going to be open for the next few days, and just to fill in all the forms, it would take probably till June or July to get any radios. How about we put out a call on Facebook? So we did, and we had about 160 sets of two-way radios bought through Jamison's Marine on the island, and I want to give a shout out to Bradley Jamison, who does such a great job over there. He was on the phone taking credit card details from people around Australia who purchased a set of these two-way radios that we know save lives, that we know help people get through those fires, and we know help people get to safety during that incredible fire, particularly on January 3rd, 2020. The Vietnamese Buddhist group from South Australia also played a part in helping the farm firefighting units as well. I got a phone call from my colleague in the upper house, Tung No, mid-January 2020. He said, look, the local Vietnamese Buddhist community's raised some money. They'd like to donate it to a good cause. And I'm thinking they might have raised a few $100s. I said, how much have they raised, Tung? He goes, oh, more than $60,000. So what we did with that was they paid it to the 5 or 6 auto repair places on the island, and any farm firefighter who needed to get their gearbox or any other damaged part of their vehicle fixed because of the damage done during the fires could go to one of those auto repairers. So a lot of generosity towards the farm firefighting units on the island, and I want to thank Sabrina and all of those people who have kept that going since the fires and as we prepare for the upcoming fire season.
Yeah.